Hi, I'm Lonnie Jones, and I've known the Lord since I was 7 years old. I've always trusted God, but I had to confess I haven't always been obedient. And I've been coming to CTK since the Grange Hall beginning. Well, I told you I haven't always been obedient, but in spite of that, God has always taken care of me. Let me tell you just a couple of the miracles God has done in my life. Many years ago, when I lived in Michigan, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Since I was poor and had no insurance, they told me there was nothing they could do for me, and they sent me home. Of course, I believed them. I didn't know any different. And I lived with that cancer for 10 years. 10 years. But I always prayed for God to watch over me. And in 10 years, that cancer did not grow. And in that 10 years, never once did I fear for my life. Well, then it did begin to grow. I still didn't do anything about it because I thought they wouldn't help me because I was poor. Then I moved to Ohio, and I was doing some foster grandparenting. I had to have a routine physical, and the doctor could feel that lump beneath my shirt. He looked at it and said, "Do you know what this is?" I said, "Yes," and told him my story. He said, "They lied to you." And while I waited, he had the surgery scheduled and the finances taken care of. And that's not the only miracle of that time. When I saw the surgeon, he told me if I had waited just one more week, that cancer would have been in my lymph nodes. There were a lot more miracles in my life, but let me tell you about this one more. I was getting a divorce, and I did not want that divorce. I cried my eyes out. But one day, as I was walking, to relieve the stress, God told me plainly, "It won't go to court." I was thrilled. Well, time passed, and I'd heard nothing from my attorney. I'd expected him to call, and say I didn't have to go to court. Well, the day came, and I went to court. I was sitting in the hallway, waiting for my turn, and I was next. Of course, I was crying, as I normally did. So I went into the bathroom to talk with the Lord. "Lord, what is going on here? You told me this wasn't going to court, and you don't lie to me." I splashed a little water on my face and dried it off and stepped out into the hallway, and down the hall came my attorney. He looked at me and said, "I'll call you Monday. This isn't going to court." What I'd like you to know is you must always, always trust God and never be afraid to ask Him for anything, even the smallest thing.